All right, welcome back to ABA exam review and the continuation of our RBT practice exam series. We're going through another set of questions together and breaking them down. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Please like and subscribe. Check out btexamreview.com for all of our study materials, including our combo pack. When you pass your exam, let us know so we can include you in the Sunday shout out. Work hard, study hard. Let's get going. Madison will often tap her pencil on her desk while she is thinking at school, although her teacher never says anything. Madison also does this at home when she is working on homework. What is the likely function of the pencil tapping? So when we're thinking about the function of a behavior, we're trying to determine why does it happen. And our four main functions are attention, tangible, escape, and automatic. And the one differentiator, or the big differentiator between attention, tangible, escape, and then our automatic function, which is also considered sensory, is that attention, tangible, and escape are socially mediated. There's another person involved. When it's automatic, it doesn't have to have anybody else involved because nobody else is mediating the consequence. So if we look at a situation where Madison is tapping her pencil on her desk while thinking, and no one is doing anything. She's not getting attention for it. She's not escaping anything. She's not getting a tangible. The teacher isn't saying anything. And she's also doing it at home while working on homework. What is that saying to you? Well, it's saying to you that Madison is tapping her pencil likely for some sort of self-stimulation. Maybe it's just a habit. Maybe it feels good. Maybe it helps her think, but it doesn't require a person, a second person, to mediate the consequence. So in that case, what is the likely function? Well, we just ruled out attention, right? Nobody is giving Madison attention for tapping the pencil. It isn't tangible. Madison isn't receiving anything for tapping the pencil. It's not escape. There doesn't appear to be any escape happening here. It's likely automatic. Madison is doing this in several or multiple locations, never receiving anything from a social party or a second person. So it appears this is either a automatic or a sensory function of the pencil tapping. Jacob experiences neck pain when sitting at his desk for long periods. To reduce the discomfort, he takes short standing breaks every 30 minutes, which helps. Over time, Jacob takes more frequent breaks to avoid the neck pain. What consequence is influencing Jacob's behavior? Okay, we have a consequence question. With consequence questions, we want to know how is the behavior changing, right? Is it increasing or decreasing? Because our consequences are going to influence future behavior. If that behavior increases, we know it's reinforcement. If it's decreasing, then it's going to be punishment or extinction. We know, based on what the question says, is Jacob is taking more frequent breaks now. So it appears his behavior is increasing. And why? Well, he wants to avoid the neck pain. Whenever you see the word avoid or escape, you want to start thinking about negative reinforcement. If we look at Jacob, he has the neck pain when he's sitting at his desk for long periods. So to reduce it, he takes short standing breaks every 30 minutes, which is helping. So he has neck pain, he takes a standing break, and then the neck pain goes away, or he avoids it, or it gets reduced. So what is the consequence doing? It's taking away or reducing or helping Jacob avoid the neck pain. So if you look at A, positive reinforcement, it does appear to be reinforcement because Jacob is doing it more in the future, but it is not going to be positive because it's not being added, right? The antecedent is neck pain. The response is standing breaks. The consequence is the removal or the avoidance of more neck pain. So Jacob is actually removing something, or the consequence is the removal of the pain. This is another situation where the function appears to be avoidance, where it also might be an automatic, but we can talk more about function later. Here, it looks to be negative reinforcement. Whenever you're avoiding or escaping something as the consequence, it's typically going to be negative reinforcement. And then C and D, positive and negative punishment. It's not going to be punishment because Jacob is doing something more. His behavior is being reinforced. The consequence influencing his behavior is B, negative reinforcement. A manager observes that one employee, Kelly, frequently curses loudly whenever the computer system lags. In response, the manager decides to reinforce Kelly only when she calmly says something in response to the system lagging. What strategy is the manager using? All right, so we're looking at the manager and his response to Kelly. What do we know about Kelly? Well, we know she is frequently cursing loudly when the computer system lags. So the manager is going to change that. How? Well, he says, I'm going to reinforce Kelly only when she calmly says something in response to the system lagging. Now, be careful here, right? Let's think about this. This is a differential reinforcement question. So let's ask ourselves, are we teaching a replacement behavior? Because if we're teaching a replacement, it has to be alternative or incompatible. DROs, differential reinforcement of other behavior, that does not teach a replacement. In this case, what is the replacement? Well, Kelly is now going to start speaking calmly. So we know there is a replacement behavior in play. DRO is not going to be an option. So now we have to decide, is this an alternative or incompatible? With incompatible, the replacement behavior can't happen at the same time as the old behavior. In this case, can Kelly curse just calmly? She can, because the replacement is just saying something calmly. It isn't not cursing, it's saying something calmly. So since Kelly can still curse, yet she can do it calmly, the manager is likely using a differential reinforcement of alternative behavior. Be very careful on the DRO and DRA and DRI questions to make sure you ask yourself, am I teaching a replacement? And can that replacement be incompatible with the old behavior? You, a behavior technician, are assigned a client who has a history of aggression and self-injurious behavior. Your supervising behavior analyst shows you their crisis plan, which includes step-by-step instructions on what to do if a crisis or emergency were to occur. What would be the first thing you should do in the scenario if a crisis occurred? Don't overthink this question, right? It's kind of a longer question, but what is the context? What's the first thing we're going to do in a crisis? Well, as a technician, there should be a crisis plan in every treatment plan from the beginning, and you need to be aware of that crisis plan. So if you're assigned a client, they have aggression and self-injury, and your supervising analyst has a crisis plan with step-by-step instructions, well, what are you going to do first if that crisis or emergency occurs? A, block the self-injurious behavior. Well, maybe, but we have to refer back to the plan. We have a step-by-step plan. We've got to do what that plan says. B, keep the client safe. Again, maybe. We don't know what the plan says. Our first thing is going to follow the first step in the supervisor's plan. And this is an important thing to remember because in tense, stressful situations, you just want to remain focused and calm and refer back to your training, which would be the plan. D, inform the stakeholders. Just like A and B, we're not sure. Whatever that step-by-step instruction says, that's what we're going to do. The first thing you're going to do in this scenario is follow the first step in the supervisor's plan. A college student learns a new study method for organizing lecture notes from their tutor and performs well on several exams as a result. After demonstrating consistent use of this method over a semester, the student no longer feels the tutor is necessary. Even after tutoring stops, the student still uses a study method. What best describes this situation? All right, so let's think about the situation. What do we know? We know the student learns a new study method for organizing notes from a tutor. They perform well on several exams. They consistently use the method over a semester, and then they no longer need the tutor. The tutor stops, and yet the student still uses the study method. So immediately think, if I teach something and then I stop teaching it, and yet the skill continues, what is that considered? A, extinction. Well, extinction doesn't appear to be here because the behavior is continuing. So nothing's been necessarily put on extinction. B, negative reinforcement. Well, the student is using the study method to get good grades and he's not removing anything, right? He's organizing lectures, he's performing well. If anything, it appears to be positive reinforcement. C, generalization. We do know that they have been successful over several exams, which appears to be some form of generalization, but that might still be just the same class or the same test or same whatever. It's not clear, right? It could be generalization, but is there something more precise? And it is. This would be maintenance. And maintenance is actually a form of generalization. It's a subset of generalization. Why is it maintenance? Well, maintenance occurs when we teach something, stop the teaching, and the behavior continues. Even after tutoring stops, the student is still using the study method. They have maintained that study method. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe. We really appreciate it. We also have Instagram. Go follow us there. Check out btexamreview.com for all of our study materials. When you pass your exam, let us know so we can include you in the Sunday shout out. Work hard, study hard. See you soon.